Bella. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How have you been since leaving the hospital?
I'm good, actually.
That's good.
Yeah.
So do you have any questions for me?
I'm not sure if I'm breastfeeding properly, and I'm afraid that my baby might be dehydrated.
Okay, well bring the baby and I'll have a look at her for you.
Can you shut this baby up? It's crying day and night.
Hi, Mr. Abdi.
Hi, Nurse Kiana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
So I'm just gonna check some of her vital signs, so her pulse, her temperature, check her skin to see if she's dehydrated, okay? Okay, so her vital signs are fine and they're within normal range, so that doesn't indicate any dehydration, and also her skin is fine. So just for your future reference, if she is dehydrated, you'll know simply by looking at her skin. If it's dry and rough and scaly, that's an indicator of dehydration, and also if her hair seems dull and dry, that's another indicator also. So did you have any other questions concerning breastfeeding?
Could you give me some tips on breastfeeding?
Sure. So just so you know, you should be feeding her about 8 to 12 times a day. And when you are feeding her, you want to make sure your belly is facing her belly. And that's just about it.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
I think it's time to get...
Okay, I'll just record my findings, okay?
Yes.
So the economy is pretty bad.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to find a job.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm working 2 shifts day and night. The baby keeps crying.
Yeah, that
It's
must
crazy.
be hard.
Very crazy.
You better not get used to this. You're going to be getting circumcised.
Oh yeah, we have to get that done. We have to book our flight back to Somalia if we can't find a place over here.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys referring to?
We are planning a trip back home to get her circumcised.
Is there a reason behind circumcising her?
It's a ritual. We have been practicing this for many years.
Well, Abella, just so you know, there are many health complications with circumcising a female. They include problems with urination, UTIs. As she gets into adulthood, she might have problems with intimacy and also giving birth to her own children.
Well, that's not true. My wife was circumcised. This tradition has been carried on in Africa for more than 5 years. What are you talking about?
Well, sorry, Mr. Abdi.
Wait, hear me out. This tradition has been carried on in Africa for 5,000 years, okay? And if we don't get our daughter circumcised, she'll be hated amongst everyone. She's going to be a disgrace to our family, and we can't get her married.
Well, I understand that, Mr. Abdi, and I apologize if I came off threatening to your culture. But what I'm trying to say is I'm just trying to provide you with the knowledge that you may need to give your daughter the best possible care. And I don't mean to offend you. And I'm actually willing to learn more about your culture if you're willing to work with me. So we can work together to maybe think of a compromise or some form of alternative to keep your daughter as safe as possible.
I honestly don't understand what the point is in this, but what do you think about it?
I think we should consider this at this point because it seems like there's a lot of health complications.
Seriously?
Well, I'm more than willing to do a lot of research on this and your culture and female circumcision. I'm available for Tuesday at 2 p.m. How does that sound for both of you guys?
Well, I guess I can take some time off.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Well, we can meet back on Tuesday and maybe work together, compare our findings, and see what we can do.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for coming back.
No problem. Thank you for having me. So I did some of my own research at home. Do you mind telling me a little bit more about your culture and circumcision?
Well, let's start from this, that everyone in our family has been circumcised. My mother and my sisters, her. It's just a tradition. How are you telling us not to circumcise our daughter?
Yeah, it's a tradition we have been performing for many years to keep the purity of our daughter and to find an eligible partner for her.
Besides, everyone in the community will talk. It's considered as a disgrace, and if we don't get our daughter circumcised, no one will marry her. How do you expect us to go through this? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to take this.
No problem.
Okay, I'm gonna go get the bottle.
I don't know how they can do such a thing to this poor baby. It's so wrong and it's so unhealthy. How are they going to do this to her? This isn't right. But I need to put my own bias aside and try and perform proper care to keep this baby safe.
Yeah, hold on, I'll call you back in a minute.
Yeah, can we go back to the living room?
Well, if we do go back, whose side are you gonna be on, hers or mine?
I think Nurse Kiana's right.
How?
You don't understand the pain and the suffer I went through. Like, look at her baby. Do you want that to happen to her?
Well, why are you telling me all of this now?
Because I never got the chance to express my feelings towards you.
Well, let's go inside. Sorry for keeping you waiting, but me and Abella had a discussion inside, and I think we're gonna take the stuff that you said into consideration.
Well, thank you for listening to what I had to say. I just have your best interest in mind. I have a pamphlet here for you. My number's at the bottom. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to call me anytime. I'm all ears, and I'm willing to work with you.
Thank you for your time and being a supportive nurse.
No problem.